Howdy ho H2Hos, Roller Bros, and cool KH girl Mad Brits alike. I'm your guide Q, and welcome to r/Tales from the Customer. We're getting a different perspective of retail situations and such, and sometimes the funnest part of this videos, or the most fun part of these videos, is finding a picture for the intro, because I don't know why this dude is cradling a network of storefront images like it's a baby, but that's what happens when you search customer on Google Images. So let's get into the stories. Also, I actually have my own story that I'm going to tell at the end of this that I think is a pretty good tale of customer, but let's get into the other people's stories first. Rude woman cuts in front of disabled vet. This sounds like it's gonna be a barrel of monkeys. As always, this happened at the local big box store. This happened about a year ago, first post. My dad is legally blind and any kind of bright lights hurt his eyes, so going to stores was basically torture. He wears sunglasses even inside. He also has neuropathy in his feet, making it painful if he had to stand for too long. We were only getting a few things, but since it was Friday and before a holiday, the store lanes, all two of them that were open, and the self-checkout were all full. However, there was a cashier in the makeup department. For some reason there's a register there, and only one person was checking out. She only had a few things, so my dad knew he could wait. We were told during a previous visit that we could use this line. In comes blonde line jumper, or BLJ. Can I go in front of you? No, I only have a few things. I don't care, I'm disabled and I need to sit down soon. You don't look disabled. He's blind. The light hurts my eyes. Leave us alone, we only have a few things, you can just wait like everyone else. At this point, the older woman in front of us is done, and she probably heard our conversation because she glares at BLJ but doesn't say anything. This is where the line jumping comes in. Like I said, Dad has neuropathy and doesn't move too fast. Because of this, BLJ took the chance to cut in front of us. The cashier wasn't having it. Excuse me, they were here first. You can go to the end of the line. 3 other people had lined up behind us. They said I could go first. I only have 2 things. No they didn't. Now go to the back. BLJ moved so that she was behind us. I said the back. BLJ left and went towards customer service. I don't know if anything came out of that because we left soon after that. Dad was struggling to stand at this point and it was obvious that he was in pain. I thanked the cashier and paid for our 4 items. Honestly, I'm super proud of the cashier being like, you tried to cut in line, now you have to go even farther back, and it's just ridiculous of BLJ to, one, I think it's rude to even ask to cut in front of somebody. If somebody offers you, they have like a full cart, they see you got one thing, and they're like, oh, you can go ahead of me, you're gonna be quick. Like, that's very nice of them, but there's no expectation that you're going to be allowed to go in front. That's just ridiculous. Not gonna lie, I would have loved to hear her argument to customer service. Innocently caught the car dealership taking advantage of me, crushing 10 years of a trusted relationship. I've been leasing my car for business purposes since 2007. Been with the same dealership since the beginning. I've always taken the vehicles to the dealer for service as I wanted the records to show it, hopefully ensuring that I'm getting the best value I can when I turn it in for new. The service department was always exemplary in the way they treated me and got the work done. Until now, that is. I brought the vehicle in for a 15,000-mile oil change/checkup. While I was waiting, the service writer came to me and told me that they thought I should get a wheel alignment and tire rotation. I have 10 years plus of what was a trusted relationship, so I told them to go ahead. I tend to put mileage on quickly. Didn't think anything of it. When the car was ready, it struck me to check something before I left. Backstory, this past summer, one day when picking up one of my granddaughters from school, I grazed a curb when I parked, causing a relatively painful-looking scratch on the right front wheel. Well, when I went to pick up my car, I went to look at the wheel, and there it was, same dig on the same wheel. I called over to the service writer, hey, when they do a tire rotation, they're supposed to change the location of the wheels, aren't they? He said yes. I told him what I was looking at. His face went white. He called over the manager of the service advisors. There was a lot of scurrying about. They were going to take the car. Hey, where are you going? I asked. They were going to take it back for tire rotation. I told them I didn't want to wait any longer, just to give me my money back on it. They did that, offered me some free oil changes, which I already have included with my lease, told them no thanks. I spoke with the GM of the dealership. Everybody is oh so apologetic. I filed a complaint with their motor division asking for someone to get back with me. The wind-up, that's how you can tell this is an older guy. I haven't heard the term the wind-up in a while. The only person that called me was the service advisor. If you get an email survey, I'd appreciate it if you'd be kind. I think you realize I didn't do it, and if the survey comes back bad, it all falls on me. Sorry, pal. Well, it's over 3 weeks later and no one else has reached out to me. I'm amazed. 10 years of getting my cars and service from them, and they're apparently okay with letting it all go away for a lousy $28 tire rotation. I don't really want anything other than someone in upper management/ownership reaching out to show me some kind of indication that they give a Sal. I guess I'm stuck in the past in the way things used to be done. This is something that I'm constantly worried about. I've never consistently gone to a dealership to get my stuff repaired, but I do consistently go to a certain mechanic, and even though I like the guy and I want to trust him, I'm still always worried that he's just gonna, like, make something up and charge me $250 for it. But this really stinks. I guess it's good that you found out now instead of having another 10 years of going with this dealership and having them charge you for stuff that they're not actually doing. Sorry, your driver hid from you for 9 minutes, so the food now belongs to him and your $52 is ours. Have a nice night. So I'm going to talk about a food delivery app, one which is very popular and is an offshoot from another transportation company. Let's call it Uber Eats. I order my food, it's over $50 of sushi for me and a friend. Driver is highly rated. Cool. My phone is across the room and my food is supposed to arrive around 10:01 p.m. I look at the clock and see, oh shoot, it's 10 p.m. exactly. Better check my phone and see if driver is looking for me. I have a notification that he arrived 6 minutes ago, but no missed calls. Odd. My phone was on vibrate, which I would have heard from across the room, so if he had tried to contact me at all, I would have heard it. So it's crazy inconvenient and rude that he didn't call at all once he arrived. I have an accompanying notification from Uber Eats saying that your driver can cancel your order with no refund after 8 minutes. I walk outside and text that I'm coming, and where is he? Good thing it hasn't been 8 minutes, and I have all the documentation of that fact, right? At this point, I'm searching for him. I send him multiple texts and call him multiple times. I can see on the app that he read these texts, but no reply ever comes. Both the calls ring out to voicemail. I can't find his car because it's not outside of my apartment building, meaning it's somewhere else in the complex. At this point, it's obvious that the man is running out the clock. I keep walking around and looking and finally spot it. Driving away. He drives right past me, I see his face and recognize him, and I wave frantically. I'm in the road behind him, there's no way he doesn't see me. He just keeps driving. He cancels the order, my $50 of sushi drives away with this man, and he now owns all of it. My order disappears instantly from the app, so I lose all ability to contact him. I immediately call Uber Eats customer service, and here's where it somehow gets even more ridiculous. The person I'm speaking to isn't just scripted, they're not even trying not to sound scripted. They start with, I'm sorry this happened to your order, what happened? I explain in detail what happened. She seems to absorb none of these details, and in a conversation so circular it made me dizzy, she managed to repeat herself 7 times. It shows here your driver waited over 9 minutes, so it is impossible for us to offer a refund. Yeah, and I couldn't find him for those 9 minutes because he never contacted me and dodged my calls once I checked and saw that he was there. And then he saw me and drove away anyway. Does she care? Of course not. She repeats herself mechanically, zero listening. I ask if there's someone else who can offer a refund, so she says, I can transfer you to my supervisor. And I go on hold for about 2 minutes. The line picks up and who answers? The same woman claiming to be a supervisor. Call me crazy, I don't care, but this woman's voice was incredibly distinctive. I'm not a suspicious person or disgruntled customer by nature, but both of my friends who were in the room listening at the same time said, oh my god, is that the same woman? There's no way it was someone else. She reads from the same script, acknowledges nothing I say, and I wish her a good night and end the call. My friend tries calling since $25 of her sushi was also in the car, and she's pissed. The call goes exactly the same way, and although she's much more insistent and persistent, it goes nowhere, and this time they hang up on her. Call me crazy, but since I was literally unable to get my food despite trying very hard, I don't think my delivery driver waited for over 9 minutes. He marked his location for Uber Eats and hid from me till he could leave with my food, but none of these details matter to Uber Eats. I ended up calling my bank to reverse the charge, and even though it was 11 at night, I had no problem explaining the situation to them, and it was a quick, pleasant call. Shout out to Chase Bank for actually listening to their customers when they get robbed by another company's delivery driver. Moral of the story, if you must use food delivery services, be sure you have a good bank first. And it did actually turn out that Uber Eats ended up refunding her money after a lot more calls. And I don't know what the solution is here, like, obviously better customer service, but, like, should Uber Eats drivers and drivers for services like that have to have dash cams or something like that, so you can confirm that they're not actually in the wrong location and avoiding someone so they can eat some delicious sushi? I'm assuming this dude picked up the sushi and was like, man, I haven't had sushi in a long time, maybe I can trick the system into getting free sushi and still getting paid, but this is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so here is my tale of the customer. I went to an ice cream shop to get myself a vanilla shake. I'm a very boring person, so I walk in there and I ask the person for a vanilla shake, and they're like, sure, I'll get that for you. And then I, like, touch my pockets and realize I've left my wallet in my car. So I go out, grab my wallet, come back in, and I have this, like, lost and confused expression on my face because I came back in, I'm looking for the employee that is making my vanilla shake, so I can let them know I'm back with my wallet and that I'm not running out, leaving them with an extra vanilla shake. And one of the girls behind the counter calls me over and is like, are you being helped? Do you need assistance? And I was like, yeah, I ordered a vanilla shake. And she's like, yeah, I think somebody else is making that for you. And I give her this look like, I literally just asked you specifically to make my vanilla shake. But I figure maybe I've got face blindness, or I just see all teenage girls as being the same person nowadays, so I just step backwards and wait patiently, and then from the back area where vanilla shakes are made, I see her identical twin sister come out with my shake and, like, look at me like, oh, it's time to be rung up or whatever, and I'm like, why? At this point, they're, like, standing right next to each other, and I'm trying my best not to, like, dart my eyes back and forth and take, like, a quadruple take on both of them next to each other, so I'm just like, okay, I guess this is what's happening. I felt pretty embarrassed, but it all ended up working out. I'm sorry if that was a lame story, but I found it kind of interesting. I felt like I was living in the Twilight Zone for a moment. Twins are weird. I guess it was nice to, like, establish and validate that I'm not going face blind, and I legitimately did recognize that girl as the person who was making my vanilla shake. It was just the wrong identical twin. For those of you wondering, the shake was kind of milky, like way too milky for my taste. They did have an extra thick option, but I was afraid that that was going to be too thick and I wanted to sip it. I didn't want to have to, like, struggle to suck shake through straw, so it didn't work out for the best in that regard. So I'm going to put up a poll that's going to come up in the top right corner of your screen asking you your favorite customer service story series, because we do a lot of these. So let me know if you like Tales from Retail, Tales from Your Server, Tales from the Customer, or I Don't Work Here Lady best, so I can decide which one I want to do more videos on in the future. I'll see you guys very soon. All of my social media can be found in the description down below. My Twitch, my Instagram, my Twitter, as well as my Amazon affiliate links to all of the equipment that I use for my streams and videos. The cool thing about those links is if you click on them and you do other shopping on Amazon, I also get credit for that, so consider doing that sort of thing if you're shopping on Amazon. I'll see you very soon. Have an absolutely wonderful day. Skate on to the best of your abilities, and make sure you are drinking more water.